November 20th, 1917. Hundreds of British tanks crawl across the mud of Cambrai. Machine guns tear through advancing infantry. German artillery flips tanks and buries men alive under twisted steel. By nightfall, tens of thousands will be dead. But what if history didn't unfold this way? What if, instead of clumsy Mark IVs, a single M1A2 Abrams rolled into the battle? A 70-ton monster from the future. A gas turbine engine screaming like a jet. Armor forged from composites and depleted uranium. And a 120mm smoothbore gun that could obliterate bunkers in a single strike. Would this future tank rewrite history? Could it shatter the German lines? Or would it still be just one machine against the might of an empire? Stick around because the truth may surprise you. The M1A2 Abrams is not just a tank. It's a weapon system refined by nearly a century of military evolution. Its heart, a 1,500 horsepower turbine engine, the kind you'd expect in a jet aircraft. This beast can drink jet fuel, diesel, even gasoline if it must. It can sprint over 40 miles an hour. Unthinkable compared to World War I tanks that struggled to crawl faster than a jogging man. Its armor is a classified blend of composites and depleted uranium, built to shrug off modern anti-tank weapons, let alone the crude shells of 1917. And then comes the firepower, its M256 120mm cannon. A fiery as tungsten or depleted uranium rounds at supersonic speeds. Against a Mark IV, that shell slices through armor like a hot knife through butter. Add in a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a roof-mounted .50 caliber Browning, and the Abrams is nothing short of a mobile apocalypse. But Germany isn't going to roll over. Cambrai was defended by deep trenches, concrete bunkers, belts of barbed wire, and artillery batteries primed to rain hell on advancing forces. Their infantry carried Mauser rifles and potato masher grenades. Field guns and howitzers stood ready behind the lines. Against British tanks, these defenses were brutal. But against the Abrams, things are about to get interesting. German machine gunners opened fire. In the historical battle, entire platoons were cut down in seconds. But today, a thunderous crack rips through the air. The Abrams fires its first high-explosive shell. A bunker erupts into dust and fire. Stone, timber, and men vanish in an instant. The tank swivels, fires again. Another strong point is vaporized. Nearby troops are flung into the air, the ground shaking like an earthquake. Soldiers used to the slow bark of 6-pounder guns have no frame of reference for this kind of destruction. German officers scramble. Artillery crews swing their 7.7cm FK-96 field guns into position. Shells scream across the field, slamming into the Abrams. The result, nothing. Armor designed to withstand Sebo rounds. Treats First World War steel like pebbles against a battleship. The Abrams doesn't even slow down. It answers back with a single armor-piercing shot. The German gun and its crew vanish in a fireball. Where British tanks needed hours to silence artillery, the Abrams can do it in seconds. Infantry pour forward behind the tank. In the real battle, men had to clear trenches with bayonets and grenades. Today, the Abrams coaxial machine gun opens fire, spitting thousands of rounds per minute. Trenches collapse under relentless gunfire. German troops who once stood against tanks break and scatter in panic. Horses bolt, carts overturn. Officers scream for order, but none comes. By 7 a.m., the Abrams is already in the heart of the German defenses. What once took British troops an entire day is crushed in a single hour. The tank rolls through barbed wire, grinds trench walls into the mud, and buries dugouts beneath 70 tons of steel. German reinforcements arrive. Stormtroopers, elite assault troops of the Kaiser's army, feared across Europe, armed with flamethrowers, grenades, infiltration tactics. Against British armor, they were decisive. Against the Abrams, not so much. Grenade shrapnel bounces harmlessly off the hull. Flamethrowers splash fire across steel that can withstand thousands of degrees. Each turret sweep cuts squads to ribbons. The Germans are running out of options, but they aren't finished yet. Massive howitzers open fire from miles behind the lines. Shells the size of bathtubs arc overhead and slam into the earth. One detonates just yards from the tank. Dirt and steel blast into the sky. A Mark IV would have been ripped apart instantly. The Abrams, it keeps moving. Its suspension absorbs the shock. Its armor holds firm. By 9 a.m., the British breakthrough at Cambrai has already surpassed anything achieved historically. Trenches that once cost thousands of lives are gone in under 3 hours. The Abrams .50 caliber machine gun cuts down retreating troops. Entire companies scatter. The German front is collapsing. The future tank looks unstoppable. But here comes the catch. The Abrams is an apex predator, but it's also hungry. Its turbine engine gulps 60 gallons of fuel an hour. It carries enough for about 250 miles. Under modern logistics, but in 1917, there are no JP-8 tankers, no supply trucks, no mechanics trained to service a jet engine. The British refuel their Mark IVs with coal-derived gasoline. Dirty, impure, and deadly to a turbine engine. Every shot fired, every mile crossed, drains its reserves. The roar of the engine softens. The exhaust smoke thins. The tank clears another bunker line, but its time is nearly up. By 11:30 a.m., the engine sputters. The treads grind to a halt. The Abrams sits silent in the mud. An immovable steel fortress, but a fortress that cannot fight. British soldiers swarm around it, awestruck. Mechanics pry at its armor, finding materials decades ahead of their time. They could refuel it, but not with the fuel it needs. They could repair it, but not with tools that don't yet exist. And without its unique ammunition, the Abrams becomes nothing more than a transport shell. For a few hours at Cambrai, the Abrams was unstoppable. It shattered defenses, saved lives, and terrified German troops into retreat. But wars are not won in hours. It won a battle, not a war. And as the sun set, World War I raged on, barely touched by the tank of the future. So what do you think? Could a single future tank truly change history? Or would it always be just one machine against the might of an empire? And if you thought this was wild, imagine what happens if an F-22 Raptor takes to the skies over World War I. That's next.